Hi, my name is Jing. With just one eye, I feel anxious when I'm here. Hello, welcome to an episode of Ebook Versus. And today's episode, the producer has challenged me to go against Auntie Anne's. You guys don't know what is Auntie Anne's? They sell pretzel. Because I also have not tried Auntie Anne's before until this episode. Woohoo! But it's always there. Like if you walk past Dhoby Ghaut, up the escalator, Auntie Anne's is there. If you go VivoCity, you go down to the basement, Auntie Anne is there. But I've never purchased Auntie Anne's before. Confidence level not high, but I've tried making bread before, but it's still not bread, it's pretzel. Let me Google, what is the difference between bread and pretzel? Yeah, they're just bread, but a different form of bread. The cooking method for pretzel is slightly different from a bread, and you will see later. So let's go to the kitchen. So for Auntie Anne's, we're gonna make the cinnamon sugar pretzel, and these are the ingredients we need. Okay, we need all-purpose flour, bread flour, warm water, brown sugar, room temperature butter, salt, and yeast. Okay, so pretzel is almost like a bread. So we need yeast in it. So first up, we're gonna bloom our yeast. So in warm water, make sure it's warm, not hot or cold, so that we can activate the yeast. So just pour it in, and we're gonna give it a good mix. And then we're gonna leave it for 10 minutes at the side. Set timer for 10 minutes. While waiting for that, we're gonna mix our dry mix together. Just mix it in, no fancy, and then add your salt in as well. Actually, it's almost the same as how I make the roti boy, just that pretzel is slightly denser, that's why we add all-purpose flour in, and also the outer layer is crispy. Oh, bloomed! So once it's done blooming, right, you can see that there is bubbles on top. Give it a little mix first. So what we're going to do now is add your brown sugar into your yeast mixture. So just mix it until it's dissolved. So all we need to do now is very simple. Just add your wet mix into your dry mix. So we're going to pour half and then half, so that it's easier to mix. So half in. Grab your spatula. I'm going to give it a mix first, and then add the other half in. You can start off using your spatula to mix so that your hand doesn't get sticky. So once it forms a slightly sticky dough, then that's where you can start kneading with your hand. If your dough is very wet, that's when you add a bit of flour. Little bit by little bit. Don't add like too much because you're gonna get a different type of dough. This is where the not so fun part comes in, where you have to knead. If you have the stand mixer, definitely it's easier. But if you don't have, then yep, you need 20 minutes of your time. If you see it's sticky, right? So just add a bit of flour and then continue kneading it. So I learned this term called tacky. So that's how we want our dough to be. Tacky means that the dough shouldn't stick to your fingers when you release it. So this is still sticky. As you can see, our dough is firmer. It is not sticky anymore. This is the definition of tacky. It's supposed to not stick to your hands. So when it's like that, right, we're gonna spread it out and then add our room temperature butter. And then knead it in. So at this point, you don't have to add flour to your surface because your dough should not stick to the surface. If it's sticking to the surface, then something is wrong with your dough. Don't give up. Just keep kneading still. Keep kneading. Keep kneading dough. Come on, dough. Be together. Show me what you got. Come on. Okay, I think we are pretty decent. So just roll it into a ball. So once you're done with your dough, grab a clean bowl and then put some oil. Grab a damp cloth and then you're gonna put over it and leave it to proof for 1 hour. So after 1 hour, look at this. And here we go. We have to remove it from the bowl. We're gonna split it into 8. Cutting it like a pizza, you get more even dough than cutting it in like blocks. So half and half. So we're gonna proof them again for 30 minutes. So just knead it and then roll them into a ball. And at this point, actually you don't need flour on your surface because it should not stick.
So just roll it into a very cute ball. So we're gonna proof it for 30 minutes, but meanwhile, we're gonna make the cinnamon topping. So these are the ingredients you need. You need brown sugar, white sugar, and cinnamon powder. So all you need to do is mix. Nothing special. Pour it into one even bowl, and then just give it a mix. So it has been 30 minutes. It has doubled its size. So fat. Before we knead it into a pretzel shape, we're gonna need something called the dipping solution, which is baking soda and warm water. Simply just mix it together, and dissolve the baking soda. Make sure it's warm water and not like room temperature or cold water. And then we're gonna put it aside and work on our dough. So now we're gonna make it into a pretzel. So we're gonna roll it. So while you roll, you pull. Fun fact, do you know the favorite flavor in Singapore? It's the seaweed flavor. I'm quite surprised. But yeah, like what the producer said, maybe, you know, Singaporeans like their seaweed shaker fries. But you Singaporeans? Okay, you really want to roll it out thin because when you bake it, right, it'll become fat. Once you put it into the baking soda, right, it will stop stretching. So you want to really stretch it out until the size you want before you make it into the shape you want. I'm gonna do it manually. Yeah, so make it into a U shape. And then we're gonna turn it. And then press my pretzel. My very skinny pretzel that will become fatter later. Okay, so we're gonna dip it in. And then transfer it. Okay, so we're gonna repeat this process for the remaining pretzel and preheat our oven at 210 degrees. You might be ugly now. You might be beautiful later. I have faith in you. So we're gonna pop this into the oven for 10 minutes and then take it out again. We're gonna sprinkle the cinnamon and then pop it into the oven for another 2 minutes. So total baking time will be 12 minutes. In you go! So after putting one layer of butter, we're gonna put this, your cinnamon powder. Ooh, it's fluffy on the inside. Feels crispy on the outside. Let's do a taste test. I think comparing to Auntie Anne's, this is not as soft all around. Because ours is a bit more crispy on the outside than soft on the inside. I don't mind it actually. See? The thing beat, so it's time to take it out and do the taste test.
Do you like pretzels?
Yes!
Yes! I love pretzels! Woo!
Okay, then do you like Auntie Anne's?
Yes, I always go JB buy.
Auntie Anne's is 1/3 the price in JB compared to Singapore, okay? So I have to admit, in Singapore I don't really eat, but when I go to JB I spend.
This episode is Auntie Anne's versus Eat Book.
Perfect, perfect. No wonder I keep smelling the big smell in office. Very good. Smell wise, I would say they smell about identical. If I had to pick, this one smells a little bit stronger of cinnamon, this one smells a little bit more of butter.
Based on touching it, right, definitely has that texture that I imagine a pretzel should feel like.
Like it feels a bit more airy here as compared to this. This feels a lot more firm.
Oh, this one is a lot softer as compared to this one.
Oi? Eh? Huh. Also like about the same, eh?
Oh my god. I want to live in this smell forever.
This one smells a lot more buttery than this one. This is exactly what I imagine Auntie Anne's to be like. It's chewy, just the right amount of firmness, but it doesn't break apart when you bite into it. Sweetness wise and the cinnamon taste, right, not too overpowering.
The texture for this one is what I imagine or what I remember a pretzel's texture should be like.
Oh wow, so good.
This is actually pretty good. I've easily made my decision already.
If like I were to remember how Auntie Anne's would be, this would be Auntie Anne's.
This tastes like Auntie Anne's. It's like really warm and fluffy, and the cinnamon sugar is like just nice.
Oh, like the dough has an extra flavor to it.
Yeah, to me this is less sweet but the coating outside
the pretzel, the sugar coating is the same.
The edges are a little charred, so there's that savory bakery-ness. But yeah, this one is definitely harder. But wow, this is a hard tell where both are really good.
In all honesty, right, if you just gave me the taste, right, they taste identical.
Yeah, somehow like when you touch it, it's like more fluffy than this one. But when I tried to tear it apart, it's a bit tougher. But this is nice. I can taste the cinnamon.
Like the left one's a bit more on the bland side. Like it feels more like a bread than a pretzel.
Hey! Oh my god! The outer layer, right, got this slight crispiness that I like. So the exterior when I bite into it is crispy and then inside is soft.
I feel like, okay, this is a little bit softer, there's still that bite. This also has that bite, but this one is a little bit harder on my teeth, if that makes sense. But flavor-wise, right, I gotta give it to you. Both, whichever is eBooks one, right, the flavor, right, both are almost identical.
So which do you prefer?
This one, hands down, the right one.
I picked this one.
This one.
This one.
A.
I actually prefer this one.
Looks and texture wise, I would say they are both really super fluffy.
Wow, good job lah, eBook.
I feel in terms of like texture, this one felt a little bit harder and it's not as consistent. But flavor-wise, I give it to you, man.
Wow, this is damn sick eh. I think because of the char and the little bit of like saltiness in the dough, right? It makes it have an extra flavor profile, which I enjoy, which is great.
It looks a bit thicker than the Auntie Anne's. But honestly, if you give me this in the Auntie Anne's packaging, I will still eat it and think that it's Auntie Anne's. But maybe I'll be like, how come today a bit off?
Oh no! I knew it once I eat the Auntie Anne. I'm quite amazed. Like to be able to create a pretzel from scratch is really not easy. I feel like it's quite a good job, especially the texture.
Oh no! Okay, wait, I need to say something. Good attempt. But my bread below like burn one. So like it was very tough, but like I feel like the bread for this wasn't so tough, right? It would have been a lot better. Like it would definitely be on par with Auntie Anne's.
Bravo.
Out of 6 people who taste tested Auntie Anne's and eBooks pretzels, we got 1 point.
We got 1? Okay, wait, who chose mine?
John.
John! But honestly, this recipe is still good. If you are like in the middle, you want to try not the fluffy bread but a bit denser, this is a bread you can try, and it's honestly not hard to make. Okay, the experience wise, right? Honestly, watching other people do, watching how the videos they done it, right? It's so easy. They really just do all the pretzel looks the same. I think in conclusion, this recipe is not bad, but it's just not as good as Auntie Anne's. Looking at the taste test, right? Honestly, we do have like very positive comments. But having to compare side by side, it is tough to choose ours lah. And I don't blame them. But I feel like having it as like a home-based pretzel, it is good enough. Thank you for watching this episode of eBook Versus. If you like this video, don't forget to watch more over there. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye! Pretzel looks like this.